Good afternoon. Sorry to be back doing this yet again. At about 12:30 this afternoon, 2 Baltimore County police officers presented following multiple gunshot wounds. They are both upstairs. One required an emergency operation. The other is under observation. Both are awake, though still in very serious condition. At least at this point, their vital signs are stable. I will take 30 more seconds for an editorial. At least one of their lives was likely saved by application of a tourniquet applied by their fellow officers. Tourniquets save lives. There is a course we are happy to teach you, and I will not rest until every citizen of Baltimore and Maryland has taken this course. It's called Stop the Bleed, because next time maybe it's your family member and you too will be able to help save their life.
Thank you, Dr. Scalia. We are joined by the entire leadership team of Baltimore City and Baltimore County. Around 12 o'clock p.m., 2 officers from local police agencies were attempting to serve a felony arrest warrant in Northeast Baltimore. At that time, our worst fears became a reality when shots were fired and 2 officers were hit. As a result, our officers, one from Baltimore City, one from Baltimore County, were shot and had sustained gunshot wounds and were transported here to shock trauma, where they are receiving the best treatment anywhere in the country. This was a collaborative effort between federal, state, and local agencies to apprehend a violent offender. The task force was charged with identifying and apprehending violent offenders in our city and is supported by multiple agencies from local, state, and federal government. As we know, crime has no boundaries, and gun crimes affect us all. We ask that you keep our officers in your prayers as we go out each and every day to serve and protect. We ask that you keep their families in your prayers as they stand by their sides as they recover. This is a dangerous job, but the men and women of Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and all of our state and federal agencies, we wake up every day and we go do it for the people of the city we live in. We do it every day to make this a better place to live, work, and visit. I want to thank all of the agencies who are involved. I'll list them. They're Baltimore City, Baltimore County, the Maryland State Police, Maryland Transit Authority Police, the Drug Enforcement Agency, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearm Agency, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, U.S. Marshal's Office, Homeland Security Investigations, School Police, Department of Public Safety and Corrections, and U.S. Secret Services. This time I'll turn it over to Chief Hyatt.
Thank you. I'd like to reiterate Commissioner Harrison's remarks that today's incident is a reminder of just how dangerous law enforcement is for our police officers and our law enforcement officers across the country, but particularly our officers in Baltimore City and Baltimore County that were involved in this incident today, along with our peer law enforcement allies. The outpouring of support from citizens and from law enforcement agencies across the region has been overwhelming and tremendously appreciated. These brave officers were serving their jurisdictions, and our county officer was in Baltimore City, as Commissioner Harrison explained before. We would just ask that you please keep their families and these officers in your prayers tonight. And, we had the opportunity to visit with both of the officers, and we're able to speak with both of them and see both of their families. So they could all use our support right now, so please just keep them in their prayers. At this time, I'll turn it over to Mayor Young.
Thank you, Chief Hyde. I'm joined with Council President Scott and Councilman Schleifer and Councilman Stokes. I know he was here. On behalf of the citizens of Baltimore, I would like to thank the brave officers who worked today's joint task force. Their work is dangerous and can turn deadly instantly. Our prayers are with their families, friends, and fellow officers. Each and every day they go out and put their lives on the line for us. And for that, we owe them a sincere gratitude. At this time, I'll turn it over to County Executive John Olszewski.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank Shock Trauma, Dr. Scalia, and the men and women of this institution who have put in incredible work to stabilize our officers. Today is another reminder of how serious and dangerous the work is that our men and women in uniform face each and every day. It's a reminder of why we must do all that we can to continue to support them, affirm them, and lift them up. And today, tonight, and the days ahead, we should do that through our prayers and well wishes for the officers, for their families, and for those around them. I want to thank all of our members of law enforcement, both the Baltimore County and Baltimore City Police Department, the U.S. Marshals, all the other affiliated agencies that were mentioned today for their service and their bravery. And please know that they are in the very best of hands, and they will continue to be supported by our agencies in the city and the county. Thank you.
Today illustrates the inherent dangers experienced by brave men and women in law enforcement as they attempt to keep public safety in our communities each and every day. Their hard work and daily sacrifice does not go unappreciated. We wish both the officers a speedy recovery and will continue to keep them as well as their families in our thoughts and in our prayers. My office is committed to working with the Baltimore Police Department, our state, federal, and regional partners to fully investigate this matter. Thank you.
It's time we'll take a few questions.
Commissioner, I know it's early, but can you at least walk us through what led up to the shooting?
Well, what we know right now is that we were serving a felony arrest warrant on an individual who was wanted for a felony in Northeast Baltimore. This task force identified this individual and was at that residence. At some point, this suspect was outside. What we know now is that shots were fired. Our officers were hit. The suspect was hit and was fatally wounded from his gunshot wounds. And our officers were then transported here, where they are recovering from their injuries as we speak.
So the suspect was outside armed?
Yes, sir.
Were there children involved?
At this time right now, we believe that this suspect was the only person involved in this warrant service and was the only person we were looking for.
Was this a former corrections officer?
That's part of our investigation, and so we're working to identify everything about this person that we can identify. Right now, what we know is that he was wanted for a felony crime. I'm sorry? It is not time for us to do that now. We have met with their families. We have met with the officers, and at the appropriate time, we will be able to do that.
How long has the officer, city officer, and county officer been on the force?
What we can say is they're both veteran police officers. All right. All right. Thank you all.